What up? It's your man, Ole Man Winter, back once again with another episode of No Holds Barred, and we're here today talking about the Florida Evans effect. This is a reaction video to my previous video, which was entitled The Defeated Negro Syndrome. I got a lot of reactions, a lot of pushback to that video, but like your boy Jason Black says, I'm not backing down, I'm doubling down. I stand by everything I said in that video, and we're gonna go over some of these comments from that video as a matter of fact, because a lot of you all were, a little butthurt, you know what I'm saying, from what I put down, you know what I'm saying, regarding the little old man that thought it was a bright idea to give back $43,000 back into the hands of white supremacy instead of taking that money and doing something good himself with it. So, again, your man, Ole Man Winter, ain't backing down. He's doubling down. He's tripling down. I'm standing by what I stated in that video wholeheartedly. And a lot of you Negroes out here, you all are suffering from what I call the Florida Evans effect. I know a lot of us, that's familiar with the show Good Times, remember that famous episode. And I remember when I watched that episode, I got extremely mad. Like, I was really angry at the depiction of Florida Evans in that episode. And the actions of this gentleman is a recreation of the foolish mentality Florida Evans had in that video. It's a one for one recreation of the exact same scenario. And if a lot of you all, most black people are familiar with the show Good Times, and if you watch the show Good Times, if no other episode of Good Times is etched in your memory banks, it's this episode. It's where James finds a bag full of money from a store robbery, and Florida basically makes him give back the money. You know what I'm saying? And James kept a little bit. He went on and gave back the money. You know what I'm saying? Under her foolish instructions. He went on and gave back the money, but he kept a little bit, just like it was, I believe, $27,000, and he kept $2,000 of the 27,000 and gave back 25. And when she even found out that he kept, and so again, just like this defeated Negro, let's keep this in proper order. Just like this defeated Negro, when he gave back the money, they gave him a mere pittance, you know what I'm saying, as far as a reward for giving back all that money. I don't think they gave him, they again gave him like a plaque, just like this. It's like a one-to-one, like I say, recreation of that exact same Good Times episode. And um Florida was just so, you know what I'm saying, like I say, he gave back most of the money, but he kept some. She found out that he kept some of the money. And she was so upset about him keeping any part of the money. Even though the people, she found out after he turned it in, after they gave him a pittance of a reward, or I don't think they gave him anything, they gave him like a plaque like they gave this guy. You know what I'm saying? Even after they seen how ungrateful these people were on for him returning that money, giving him nothing basically for a reward, she still was upset with him keeping the little money that he kept. And a lot of us in the black community has that Florida Evans attitude that we're supposed to have uh, this great sense of morality, and even though we're the bottom caste of America by design, we've been downtrodden, destitute, beat down by the system of white supremacy. The system is openly against us and openly acts against us at every turn. Our black Wall Streets have been bombed and burnt down all across America because there was more than one black Wall Street. And at the same time of us going through all of these different trials and tribulations, where the system of white supremacy has actively taken a role to keep us down and hold us down. We want to sit up here and say, well, at least we're moral, at least we're the right ones. And well, they're taking actions to actively hold us back, harm us, beat us down, break us. But we're going to hold on to the fact that we're going to claim to have some type of moral high ground. But as you will see, how easily it's broken down in this comment section. So I start reading some of these comments. That moral fiber that you believe that you have breaks down under the smallest bit of logical pushback. We have some people. Are you willing to hold on to your morals at the sacrifice of your own family? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to hold on to your moral values at the cost of your own well-being or the well-being of others around you? Look at the way the white people want to shame us and say we're supposed to have some high level of morals, but look at who they hold up as their heroes and who they revere and who they honor and respect and the things that's been done from the white perspective. They are the rulers of this nation and of this world at this point in time. They aren't out here playing the high moral game. They're out here playing the winning game. We want to keep playing the dumb, defeated Negro mindset of this. We have some type of moral victory while we're losing at life. We're losers at life, but we feel like we're winning some type of moral battle. Moral battles don't feed you. It don't feed your family. It keeps you poverty stricken, broke, and having a broke, defeated mindset and mentality. But a lot of our people are lost and want to keep on playing this, keep having this slavery mindset of, well, at least we're better than mastering them on a moral level. You know what I'm saying? This is a defeated mindset, as I stated before. This is a subjugated mindset. This is a slavery mindset. We're supposed to take the bull by the horns. When opportunity comes across our way, we're supposed to grasp hold of it. The captains of industry, nobody got anywhere, white, black, or anything else under the sun got anywhere by holding on to some type of moral superiority throughout their rise to the top. Whether they got it out the mud, which most white people didn't, but the few black people that were able to get it out the mud, which they rarely let you do unless you cooned and kissed butt. But for the rare people that actually ever got it out the mud, which is almost a myth, they couldn't afford, anybody trying to rise to the top can't afford to try to have some type of moral superiority while trying to make it to the top. The moral thing to do is to get to the top by any means necessary, and then you help out everything else and you pay it back and pay it forward and do all this other stuff. Then you enact your morals to make the world a better place. You can't be moral from the bottom. Your morals help nobody. All it leads is to being broke, starving, and gangbanging at the end of the day. It's not helping anybody to play the moral card and believe you're gonna get your comeuppance in some magical afterlife or whatever the heck you believe is gonna happen that you think is gonna be your reward for your morality. Because newsflash, while on this earth what we know to be tangible and true, you ain't getting no rewards for this high sense of morality. It just artificially makes you feel like you're better or superior to somebody else in your own mind, subjectively. But at the end of the day, you're really not. In the end, while you living on this land, you're out here playing the moral game, and everyone else is playing, especially these white folks, is playing the money game. And then they are the moral victors at the end of the day because they take their money and they feed their family and treat them very well and put them in positions to win and succeed for generation upon generation upon generation to come. So who is really the moral one? You being a broke, pathetic, destitute Negro who believes that your actions are somehow moral, while these people climb to the top, create millions and billions of dollars of wealth, and are able to feed their family, take care of their family, and employ hundreds and thousands of people, put money in their pocket, be able to take care of other people, be able to do things for other people, while you're living your small, microscopic, pathetic little life, believing that you're moral, believing you have some sense of moral superiority, but you can't help nobody, not even your damn self. So at the end of the day, who's moral? Who's affecting more lives? Who helped more people? You in your little one bedroom shack somewhere, believing that you're somehow superior, just like Florida Evans, living in that one little apartment with 3 kids and 2 bedrooms, and your sons got to sleep on the couch together, and your daughter get the only bedroom, and everybody living on top of each other, and you got to hope that your son is talented and went and get y'all out the hood somehow without doing anything of what you would quote unquote call immoral, and lean on your sons to maybe get y'all out, and you just have no aspirations of winning in any way, shape, or form yourself. All you're trying to do is hope to struggle and get this little 9 to 5 job or that little odds and ends job and this, that, and the third. Struggle through life, but you're moral. But you have the moral high ground. You're superior on a moral level. No, I would rather get the bag, get the money, get to a higher and upper echelon, and then help those below me, or help others to get up to where I'm at. That's the true morality. That's the true path to being a better person. A better person makes other people's lives better. Again, if that little old foolish little old man that y'all all got butthurt about, if he would have took that $43,000 and improved the lives of people around him, in my opinion, that's the more of a moral sense. That's the more moral move to be made than to just give this money back to some nameless, faceless person where you don't know what they're gonna do with the money. Again, be the master of your own destiny. Things happen for a reason. If you're a person that believes in God, God takes away from those in some scenarios, God takes away from the undeserving and gives to the deserving. You don't know what God's plan was for him taking that money away from the people that it was taken from and dropping it into the hands of somebody else. Those people may have been undeserving of that money, and this man may have been deserving. You know, at the end of the day, nobody knows God's plans if you believe in God, you know? So, and again, I don't know neither. You know, admittedly, I don't know neither. Maybe it was meant for him to turn that in, but what benefit does that have for him? Oh, for him to have the feeling of him having integrity and morals. But let's get into some of these some of these comments. But before we do fair use, I want to play a little something reminding y'all of the mentality of your girl Florida Evans. The mentality a lot of you all have yourselves, and a lot of these people in this comment section have themselves. You're averse to wealth. You're averse to coming up. You're averse to taking advantage of opportunities. So without further ado, your idol, Florida Evans.
Hey, Ma, you don't seem very excited about all this.
Well, I'm just a little bit worried, Thelma. I mean, where is JJ getting all this cash?
That's y'all mentality. Y'all haters. Y'all worried about, oh, where they getting all this money from? When wealth comes your way, what do? You start finding a way to get rid of it. You the same people that won't save, don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. You living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. You're not thinking of the future. You're not thinking of your children. You're not thinking of anything but yourself and how you're going to get yourself to whatever echelon you want to get from a moral standard. You know, at the end of the day, the moral people are the ones that are able to be in a position to help other people if they have the opportunity to. You know, passing the buck ain't a moral move in my opinion. But just like the little hater, Florida Evans, worrying about where somebody getting all that cash at instead of just accepting blessings before her. A lot of these people in this comment section have this same mentality. I'm just gonna go through a few of these. I'm not gonna go through all of them. But I just think, you know, a lot of this is just hilarious. So I'm not gonna, because we have a couple of them that we go back and forth, but I'm just gonna just read off, you know, maybe the first one or two comments. So here we go. It's one lady that I just stopped even responding to because it would have continued to be in a circular argument. But her comment, Yoni2436. This is her comment. So wait. So you demonize this man for being honest and having morals? If this bag was yours, would you want someone to return it or keep it as a blessing? And a follow-up comment by another person, Sifi So Kula. I don't know if you from Hawaii or you know, or I don't know what type of name that is, but that's neither here nor there. They follow up. Honesty is the best policy. You know, the old tropes and cliches. You know, that's an oldie but goodie. You will never be truly rich by being dishonest. Tell that to Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and all the rest of them, because you really think that those people are honest people, what you all believe are honest. That's the absolute joke, that thought and mentality that you believe these all rich people are honest. If you say line up 100 rich people, 99.9 of them by you all standards will be considered dishonest by some of the business moves and actions they took. But broke people talking about the what it takes to be rich is always funny to me. Okay, but going on and finishing their statement. These always still be more, huh? Oh, they spelled steal wrong, so it threw me off. Okay. These always steal more because they are empty inside. Okay, whatever. That's some type of subjective Zen master mentality. But this is my response to the first comment. If I lost it, maybe it wasn't meant for me to have. And yes, if I lost something, I would have no issue with someone being blessed by my former possession. No one loses what they truly value. And responding to the second person, again, finding something and stealing something are two different things, because that's been a reoccurring goal. I mean, reoccurring theme throughout these comments, where these people uh, create a straw man argument of claiming this man finding this money is somehow now he stole it. So they create a straw man argument saying, well, he stole it, so you're immoral because you stole that money. No, he found money. At the end of the day, nothing was stolen. And again, they keep trying to recreate restructure the argument of saying it was stolen to justify their bullcrap moral standing about, oh, well, you're a thief if you keep money that you find. Now, if any one of these people found $1 or $100 just floating, flying down the street, blowing in the wind down the street, and nobody else is around to find out where, or they never seen where the money came from, you mean to tell me they're not going to pick up that dollar or $100 or whatever it is on the ground? Are they gonna call the police and tell them, well, I found the $100 on the ground and this isn't mine. I don't want to steal this $100 I found on the ground. So they're gonna call the police and turn in the police and for them to put out an APB on whose $100 it is. They know damn well if they dumb enough to do something like that, the police gonna take that money, put it in their pocket, and drive off and laugh at their dumb selves. But first off, none of them would do it. None of these high moral people that turned this man finding something into stealing something in their mind to try to keep their moral high ground train going. None of them would find. So what's the difference between finding that $100, which most people have found a dollar, $100, $20, or something like that throughout their lifetime? Did any of them call the police? Any of these moral police out here? Did any of them call the police to have to find out, to have them put out an APB on that money that they found? Again, straw man arguments to justify their false sense of high morality. And it was a couple other comments, but again, stuff started to get into a circular pattern. So it was a waste of time to continue just going back and forth with some people. But let me go on to the next one. Ole Man Winter. Well, this is from Donald Christian. Ole Man Winter. Damn, you don't know what that man, you don't know who that man is, do you? You have no idea who he is and what he has done with his life. But you call him a defeated Negro. Old man label maker. So in response to this gentleman, I simply stated, educate me. Please tell me some grand story about him being a multimillionaire who pulled himself up by his own bootstraps and how $43,000 is just a mere pittance to his vast fortunes. I'll wait. No response. Crickets. Again, most of these people didn't have no response after I gave my response because there was no legitimate rebuttal. They just out here saying things just again to make themselves feel good, to make themselves that with that false sense of I'm a moral person. We have this other guy that wants to continue going back and forth with me. A gentleman named T. Ward. Simply stating, just ad hominem attacks and silly, stupid statements. I bet you steal. Again, they want to turn finding something into a stealing situation. And I simply said to him, no, but maybe you should learn the difference between finding and stealing. So he responds, say what you want, you stole before. And he wants to try to put the little emoji to try to make it seem like, I'm going to find it entertaining or amusing. But I don't, because I know putting emojis on the end of most statements is basically a false way of saying something and thinking I'm supposed to, the other person that was on the receiving end of the diss or whatever is gonna laugh it off because you put a little laughing emoji at the end of it. No, I don't find it funny. You full of shit. At the end of the day. So I respond in kind. Again, he says, say what you want. You stole before. Laughing emoji. My response, because you have to put people on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Because people want to try to get at you and say you're a thief, you'll steal this, that, and the third, even though this situation had nothing to do with stealing. But I had to switch it up on them. Would you steal in order to feed your starving children if you had no other choice? Or would you let them die of starvation to maintain your moral high ground? This is his response. If I was dumb enough to start a family who I could not take care of, yes, I would. But again, this guy is somehow moral. So if he was in this situation, he would let his children starve rather than steal for his children to eat. Only idiots put themselves in that situation. Don't make kids if you don't have the bread for them. Now, all of us knows life happens. You could be the highest in the world. You look at Kanye. He had billions. He was a so-called billionaire, and then he made comments about the Jews and lost everything. he recently said he was almost broke again before the stuff happened with the Super Bowl and all this other stuff. So life has its up and down. So just because you were up, had kids, you can't guarantee you're going to be up through perpetuity while having these kids. Anything can happen. So if this man was up, had kids, and life hit him hard and he was destitute, he basically said he would let his children starve. He's not basically, he said, yes, I would. But these are the people that's telling me that I have a low moral standing and he has a high one. So I respond, so you would allow defenseless young children to die due to your pride. Yet I'm the immoral one. See how quickly the veil of civility falls by the wayside when your moral compass is challenged? He responds, are you slow and didn't see what I said, or just full of pride to say, yes, I steal? Another laughing emoji to try to make his disrespect seem like it's a joke. I respond, if I was dumb enough to start a family, quoting him, if I was dumb enough to start a family who I could not take care of, bold, in bold, yes, I would. Those are his words. Aren't these your words, imbecile? You clearly say, yes, I would. So either you're the slow one or you don't understand how to use the English language. But then again, I don't expect someone who doesn't understand the difference between finding and stealing to be intelligent to begin with. And he recently made another response, and he's another one I'm going to have to just stop responding to because he's going to constantly go back and forth. But I believe his last response was, instead of basically replying to what I said or rebutting in any meaningful fashion, he wants to do what I did to him, which is try to pose a question to me. Answer my question. Well, you already did. You got called out that you would allow your own children to starve just to claim that you're somehow a moral person. But his response, to be fair, and I'm not going to respond to this. I'm just going to put it out there so his last response can be stated for the record. Ole Man Winter, what if the owner was trying to feed their family and starving kids with that money? Again, you found money. You don't know what the circumstances of the person was when you found it. A what if scenario for that isn't really appropriate. Um, in that context. That what if scenario doesn't bring anything new to the table to ponder and speculate whether whether whoever the money came from, they have starving children, because you would never know. You don't know if they have starving children. And like I stated in some of these other comments, you don't know if they were using the money to fund terrorism. And you don't know any range of anything in between of what was happening. But the scenario I gave to him was a direct scenario, which he said he would let his own children starve other than to steal to feed his family. But again, I'm immoral and he's moral. So moving on. Another comment. Character is shown by what you do when people aren't watching you. Honesty and integrity are traits not commonly seen these days. And this is from Jim Action 1, probably a white person that again wants to tell us we need to stay poverty stricken and moral because we're supposed to obey the white man's rules and regulations when people aren't watching. So this is my response to him. Robin Hood is a highly regarded white folk hero celebrated by all. Yet the black man can only show character by foolishly delivering thousands of dollars back into the hands of white people. I clearly stated that he could have taken the money and did good with it himself instead of giving it back to random white people who didn't even have the decency to give him a reward. Just a pitiful plaque. And no response, crickets from him. Again, a lot of these moral warriors that's want to jump in my comment section, once I respond to their foolishness, they have no rebuttals. It's crickets at the end of the day. This guy I'm probably gonna come back to. A white supremacist came and I'm not even sure if I would even because his comment is so long. That might have to be a whole nother video. Um, because it's not even contextual really to this video. He just got on there talking to some white supremacist crap. That's not that relevant to this video. So I'm gonna move past it. And we might make a whole nother video just specifically focusing on this one white supremacist. So moving on. This person is unknown. User random numbers and letters. He got money. It's sad that you feel as if black people aren't moral or have integrity or have money. I'm not even about to this person said gibberish. Um so I couldn't even really respond or understand what he was saying. I responded, so I'm trying to be polite despite your ad hominem attacks, but trying to read your comment is like trying to read a sentence written by a 3-year-old before he even learned how to write. Do you want to try again with some more coherent sentence structure? Again, his comment was very legible, so I'm not even about to go through that. Another one. What he did shows integrity. Anthony Felix. My response, there are many ways to show integrity, my friend. Using the money for good shows just as much integrity. If you control it, you know it's being used for the right purposes. The original owner could have intended to use the money to fund terrorism or any other assortment of evil deeds. So again, the comment speaks for itself. There's many ways to again show integrity. Him turning in money he found to back into the police, and who even knows if the original owner could have been found anyway, and the money just would have been rotting in a police locker somewhere if the police didn't just keep it themselves. But again, there's many ways to prove integrity, not just blindly giving money back because you're too much of a coward to use the money yourself and make change, facilitate change yourself with the money. Here's another one. Some of them are funny to me and get really entertaining. This is some ignorant shit. Ignorant, of course, is spelled wrong. This is some ignorant shit. You sound like an immature kid, in all caps with exclamation points. So they were really upset. Joe Daniels, probably another, white supremacist out here in these streets. My response, these comments are getting funnier and funnier. I had to laugh at this one. I didn't even, it's nothing to respond to bullcrap like that. Your commentary is much appreciated. Please like, share, and subscribe. That's all that's all the energy I was going to give that character. This next one was a little upset too. Wow, you're a genuine piece of shit. To be ashamed of your people for having integrity. This person's name was Beef Timer. Okay. Um, to be ashamed of your people for not stealing and for obeying the law. Again, he didn't steal. This is well established. I've been saying this all day. Finding and stealing are two different things. I'm not sure why they keep creating the. Well, I am sure because they want to deflect, create straw man arguments to justify their bull crap thesis at the end of conclusions. So you can't take the scenario on at face value. So you have to create an argument to basically try to make yourself right or seem like you're taking some type of moral stance by giving back random money that you found in the street. Okay. To see this as a wasted opportunity to steal, to call it ambition, to take something that doesn't belong to you, something that you know is someone else's valuables. Black people are ashamed of you and people like you, as they should be. You are all the negative stereotypes. The enemy of the black community isn't non existent white supremacy. It's you. You're pathetic. And this comes from Beef Timer. And the more I read this, now I can tell this was a white supremacist that wrote that. Because he refers to black people as they. Black people are ashamed of you and people like you as they should be. So him referring to black people this day, yeah, that confirms that this was a white supremacist that believes that we should just obey the laws that they create, or and their laws aren't even applicable. Finding money isn't a crime, and you are in no way required to turn in found money. And this person and every other person probably on the face of the earth has found $1 to $20 to $100 or some type of money, and they didn't go to their local constable and turn that damn $20 dollar in to them and told them find the person that lost this and make sure it's returned. So again, they want to place on black people a sense of morality that they've never, throughout the course of their whole entire histories, have ever displayed. The system of white supremacy that wasn't built on some high moral standing or high moral ground. They killed people, they enslaved people, they raped, they pillaged, they destroyed, they lynched, they cut off black people's genitalia, they burnt black people alive. They hung black people up from a noose from a tree till their neck snapped. They cut their bodies up and kept them as pieces of their body as souvenirs. They uh they use black people's skins as book covers and shoes and stuff like that. Um, these people are in no position to come to us and speak to us about morality in no way, shape, or form. They want us to be downtrodden, again, defeated Negroes. They want us to stay under this defeated Negro syndrome while they enjoy the fruits of all of their pillaging and robbing and raping and looting and everything else that they've done under the sun, under God's green earth. But they want to preach morality to us. We will destroy you in every immoral way possible. We will take every underhanded trick and scheme in the book to keep you all down and subjugate you and destroy you from the inside out. But you're supposed to show some type of sense of high moral standing and integrity in our eyes. They tell us, do what I say, not as what I do. And this is my response to that white supremacist. All I need to see is non-existent white supremacy, because I wasn't going to respond to all this bullcrap. That tells me either you're a tether, a coon, or a white supremacist. Either way, your opinion is invalid to me. As I stated before, finding and stealing is two different things. It's funny how the white people get to celebrate real thieves like the Robin Hoods they invented, yet if we merely find something, we're supposed to be tarred, feathered, and lynched. See how that works? White people celebrate their opportunities, yet shame black people if they even think about taking advantage of an opportunity. White people overtly steal, celebrate it. Black people keep some money they found, dirty thief. The only piece of shit around here is the one claiming white supremacy doesn't exist. And I think that was a great response, if I do say so myself. But again, crickets, no clap back, no nothing. A lot of these people are one and done. They say they little uh, comment and then they move around. Next one. Might be nice if you valued your own voice. Sorry, my response. I do value my voice, but it's not about me, who I am, or what I really sound like. It's about the message. This is something I've been preaching since the beginning of my platform. So, that's going over old news. It doesn't matter who I am or what I really sound like or anything that I got going on. It's about the messages being put out here, and whether it's right or wrong, and that's left up to you all to decide. Here's another one. You sound like you don't have 2K in your bank account. My response, whether I do or don't, is irrelevant. One thing for sure, though, if I found that money, I'd have an extra 43,000 in my account to invest in the future of black people. Again, a lot of these people, they come one and done, they have no response, so we'll continue. And honestly, well, it's only a couple more, so let me just go through this. Here's another one. You know him, you know his reasoning. How do you know life beat him down or he's scared? Your idols are your own. My response, I know the actions of a feet shuffling, scared old Negro who don't want no trouble. And again, no response. What I stated speaks for itself. And shout outs to the people that gave positive reinforcement. One person said, nice video. The MP, that's me, complimented me, said, nice video. I said, thank you, much appreciated. Um, Let me see. One of my longtime subscribers, stated Element, which was one of the first comments that we had. Again, appropriate dialogue for us to have. This is how it's done. He didn't get a reward. That's sad if he didn't get shit in return. Let's say if he did get the money and that was someone's last bit of money that they withdrew from the bank to do whatever they needed to do to finance their future. This is a question. Would it have been right for anybody to have kept the money? Just in your opinion. And I don't have no problem us having you know, uh, productive dialogue, which that is. That's a valid question. And my response, I believe things happen for a reason. If that money comes into your atmosphere free and clear without you doing anything nefarious to obtain it, then it was meant for you. If I keep it and I can control, if I keep it, I can control whether that money is used for good. Who's to say whose intentions the original owner was going to use it for? From a universal aspect, it may have been meant to have that money stripped from them because they had ill intent with its use. Their response, yeah, you make a good observation because by now you would have think, or at least I would think that the owner would have been in touch with this elder to reward him. So your opinion does validate the owner's personality because if it was me, I know I would have had to throw something on the old man or anybody who shows that much respect and honesty to return something he could have just kept. It's truly sad as fuck when you think about it, and I would like to know who the owner is now. He should be owned a good Samaritan. He should be owed a good Samaritan fee. Maybe this elder will find out about social media and make a story of what happened, and maybe he can generate more money than what he found by sharing his story. That would be true good karma. Again, I have no issue with that response. It was very poignant, you know what I'm saying, and I can agree with what Ellen has said. Um, but in this world that we live in, things, good actions are rarely reciprocated in kind, and that's why my point is in my of my statement is, if I keep the money and control it, I can make sure good is done with it instead of handing it back into the random hands of someone else who previously had the funds and God knows what they're gonna do with it. They could have very well do good with it or bad. Who knows? You're just leaving it in the hands of that person when you know. But when you have control of it, you know what you're gonna do with it. So it just is what it is, on that aspect. And that's pretty much it. These these people, they got a little in their feelings this go around. When you come to speaking on little old men, some people get they little cheeks in a clench. And, that's understandable. We are to protect the elders, but we are to call the elders out when you see them messing up. That's a lot of the problem in the black community, too. They naturally equate elders with like wisdom, or they're always right, or we're not supposed to say anything, or not supposed to call them out. I don't care who you are. If I see you effing up, I'm calling you out. I'm bringing you on. You know what I'm saying? On that summer jam stage, and we're gonna put you on blast. And that's to be a lesson to the rest of us to know what to do or not to do if you're in the same scenario or situation. So again, the lesson to be learned is don't be another Florida Evans. Don't destroy your family in the name of trying to be this great morally standing person where you put your so-called perceived subjective morals above practicality and the betterment of you and your own and your people. Because trust me, the white supremacists didn't gain a stranglehold over this entire world, um, playing the moral game and going through everything trying to be moral. And we win nothing, we earn nothing, we gain nothing by trying to have some type of victory in our minds, because that's the only place the victory is, by believing ourselves to have some type of superior morality over the white supremacists, because that's gotten us nowhere. And as we all know, what the definition of insanity is: doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So if we're going to keep on playing this superior moral standing game, that has never helped us or aided us throughout all the annals of history, if we're going to keep on doing that, thinking that's going to get us somewhere, we will never move forward in this society in no way, shape, or form. And I believe that is a lot of what is actually holding black society back to this day, and being slow on the uptake politically. Us being like 10 or 15 years behind all the other races, from a politically educated standpoint, really hurts really hurts us politically as well, and really hurts us as a people. Um, we can't afford to keep on being slow on the uptake from a political aspect in this country, where everybody else gets it, but we don't. If all other groups have around a 40-50% voting ratio from one party to the other, and black people is the only groups that disproportionately vote for one group or the other, that shows that we have, from a political standpoint, we have a lot to learn. We don't have a balanced mindset politically, and we aren't taking the time out to really explore these different political choices. But that's a topic for a whole nother day. But at the end of the day, this is one of our longer episodes, and I'm not going to continue to beat your eardrums up all night about this. Um, it is what it is. I stated my piece. I double back. I double back on this topic and this subject. And again, I ain't backing down. I'm doubling down, like your boy Jason Black say. And you all need to stop trying to play the moral game and try to get in the winning game, because those things don't necessarily have to be separate. But we do have to learn how to compartmentalize in our community and realize what's the most practical and best course of action, despite what we perceive to be the most moral and correct course of action. But again, I'm not going to beat your eardrums up all night about it. It's your man, Ole Man Winter, and we out. Peace.